I have negative $144 in my bank account right now. Negative $144.38 to be exact. I did everything right with money, but somehow I still ended up right here. And honestly, on one hand, it's stressful and just scary as hell. But in that same breath, weirdly enough, oddly enough, it's motivating me to chase my dreams. This is the first time in my life that I've been here. And I'm not talking about like having a negative bank account balance. I'm talking about being unemployed. No paycheck is coming to save me. And I'm also not dusting off my resume and looking for a job. Instead, I'm building an app. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mel. And a few months ago, I got laid off from my job. And instead of going job hunting, I decided to build an app for the two things I struggle with most, ADHD and finances. This channel is my journey of growing that app, Subbie, while also trying to get better with my own finances along the way. Before I dive deeper into Subbie and what it's about and how it works, I just wanted to give a little background, some context about who I am. Firstly, I'm 30 years old. Moved to New York City around 9 years ago from a small island in the Caribbean. Growing up, no one around me was financially literate. No one that I knew of personally. But for me, that wasn't an excuse. And I knew one thing was for sure. I didn't want to be poor. So what did I do? I read books. I watched YouTube videos. Another thing about me is that I was extremely frugal. I'd save around 80 to 90% of my paycheck because I was afraid of spending money. I was counting every single dollar and I would feel immense guilt when I spent my own money. I'll speak about this more in the future, but if I could chalk it up to anything, I would describe it as having a scarcity mindset. Something that not a lot of personal finance people were talking about at the time was the fact that the math wasn't adding up. You can't save your way to wealth. 9 years ago, I was making $30,000 a year in New York City. No amount of frugality was gonna save me. Fast forward to my most recent job, I was making less than $70K a year. Keyword, less than $70,000 a year in New York City. Also, there's no way to save your way to wealth with that. It wasn't until around the age of 28, around 2 years ago, that something flipped in my mind that I need to switch from having a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And this would mean that I would need to make more money. When I got fired, I just knew I wasn't going to go back to working for someone else again. And so that's why I went even harder on building my app. I started building Subbie over a year ago. I wanted to create a beginner-friendly app to allow people to build a better relationship with their money. I notice a lot of people, their brains shut down when it comes on to personal finances because there's so much jargon, there's so much fancy words. You say in the word investment and people just shut down. I tried Rocket Money. I tried Mint. I tried spreadsheets. For a long time, pen and paper worked for me. Also, I realized that I kind of have ADHD. So I'd try a new system for a couple weeks, download the app, set up everything, and then just forget about it. And I know I'm not the only person that struggles with this. So I was like, how can I create something that was beginner friendly, but also didn't feel like work? 5 years ago, I was teaching myself how to code Swift, which is the programming language for building iOS apps. I also learned user interface design. I took Google's course in user experience. I never completed it. Again, short attention span. I kept hitting roadblocks. Fast forward to 2026, AI exists, and it makes building so much easier. Subbie is currently in the App Store approval process, and once it's approved, it'll be in the App Store for anyone to download. By the time you're watching this, it'll probably be up already. Each and every day, I'm figuring out more and more strategies or ways I could improve the app and make it better for users because I genuinely care about helping others. I'm able to come up with these features because I am my first user. This is more than just money to me. This is something I'm very passionate about. And I think this is one of the things that helps separate me from all the AI slop that it's out there. Anyone could build an app these days with the tools that exist and with AI, but how many people can build a legacy? And this is what Subbie means to me. Subbie is my legacy. Subbie is my purpose. I think a lot of us ask ourselves this question, like, what is our purpose? And I truly feel like I've found mine. I want to help people build a better relationship with their money. And I want to touch as many people's lives as possible. If you find any of this interesting, or you want to see where this journey takes me, hit the subscribe button, because I'll be posting a video and updates each and every week. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me.